Hello, this is Carol on mini lecture, still chapter 13 on the section of biogeography. This slide here, this question, was from my previous video saying which rock layer, A, B, or C, should have fossils with the most carbon-14? So if you answered A, you would be correct because samples B and C would have been losing their carbon-14 over time. Biogeography is the study of evolution. We think of these masses of land that were once connected. And when it was all connected, we thought of it as Pangea. And about 180 to 135 million years ago, these land masses shifted, and we gave it now two names, Laurasia and Gondwana, after that shift happened. We believe then it continued to shift into continents, and today we think of our Earth like this diagram down below, after these land masses have drifted apart. So what does that say about the organisms that were once connected by land masses and are now separated? We know that we're still shifting, of course. We live in California, where earthquakes and volcanoes are the evidence, mostly earthquakes, of how these tectonic plates are still shifting. This is our plate, very close to here, where we are in Aptos, where one plate comes down and the other moves up. It rubs against itself and causes earthquakes. This is an interesting underwater trench here in this part of the world, between the Indian Ocean and Australia here. And there is something that was noticed first by biologists, that the organisms on this side of a fictitious line looked one way, and the organisms on the other side of the fictitious line looked really different, and yet they were so close together. What was it that separated these two groups of organisms? And it turns out there's a deep underwater trench here. And even though the water level could have come up and come down over time, still these were dramatically separated by that trench. So organisms here to the left were more like Asian organisms, the tigers and bears and leopards. And to the right here were more like those found in Australia, with kangaroos and cockatoos and honeysuckers, and I'll show you some of those, some pictures of some of those. That's just my map again enlarged. This is a sugar glider. It's like a little possum, and these are colonial. They live in groups of about 10 to 12 organisms found in Australia. Honeysuckers, very different bird. Brush turkeys, different from the ones that were walking down my road yesterday. I had about 10 of them walking down my street here in Aptos. And I'm going to stop this now because my next mini lecture is quite large. Thanks.